How does USC stop this run game?
Casey, we talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't know if they stop the run game. I don't know if they stop the run game. I think it comes down to, can you limit the pass game, which does not feel likely based off the secondaries injuries.
Yeah.
Which it's concerning. That's why. And it's why I haven't even mentioned you. Well, we talked about the line earlier today. It has drifted from 7.5. Someone in our show Sports Scene was wrong, and I knew they were wrong because someone said it opened at like 11.5. No,
No.
it opened at 7.5. It's
Yeah.
drifted to 9.5. That's what I don't love, because it's pretty eerily similar to that of Notre Dame, where I think Notre Dame opened at 7.5, maybe 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 to 10.5, and it drifted once it got closer to game time. That's something similar to what's going on here. I do find it interesting how Notre Dame was favored by more than USC or than Oregon is right now. I don't know. I feel like at the same time, lines sometimes mean nothing. Look at Illinois. I believe Indiana. They were 7.5 point dogs going into Oregon. Won that game by 10. So
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like you in USC's defense, like they're a different team now than they were. And some of
yeah,
that is injuries, but also like I don't think injuries have really phased this team at all. But in that same regard, like banking on a guy like King Miller to have a big game at Oregon,
it's
it's
tough.
a gamble.
It's
Like
tough.
it's a gamble. Like he's a good running back. He's also raw. You
Yeah,
know, he's a guy who's not at his I don't think he's at his full potential yet. I think he's still getting there. Um, but like to Lincoln Riley's credit, they've recruited well enough to really like there hasn't been an injury this year. Like you can look at a lot of teams in the Big Ten, like, you know, Penn State losing Drew Aller. Like their season was already over, but like losing him solidified it. I know that's the quarterback, but like it feels like at every single position for USC, offensive line, D line, um, dare I say the secondary, the running back room, the receivers. Jacoby Lane was out for a game. You know, like they
yeah,
have had depth at every position.
it's true.
Like to not the most effective extent. Like we'd love to have Wayman and King and Eli Sanders back, but like
I mean,
you know, it's serviceable.
as much as we love to have him back, I mean, King Miller has arguably been, even with them back, arguably been the best running back we've had.
Yeah, I mean, bigger sample size now, especially than like Eli Sanders, who like I wish got more touches when he was healthy, but
Yeah, and he was more of a receiving back, and I wish King was better at that. Did take the receiving aspect out of running backs a little bit. Casey, we haven't talked about Dante Moore.
yeah,
Um, because he is interesting. Lots of people think he's going to be a top 10 to top 5 pick. I kind of think he stays at Oregon. I don't know what to think of him because he played bad in that Iowa game, except for the last drive, the drive where they went down and won the game. And he made one of the best throws, probably the best throw he's made all year. I'm not sure if you know what I'm talking about. Fits it into a tight window right to, who was it? Not Gary Bryant, not to Corey Moore, an Oregon receiver. I forget who.
was
Uh,
it? Wait, I know what you're talking about. It wasn't Sadiq, right? Or no, he was out for that
he
game.
wasn't. He didn't play. It
Was it
was
Jeremiah McClellan?
maybe. I don't actually remember. So, but doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He makes a great throw. Dante Moore doesn't make a lot of mistakes, except for when he did versus Illinois, or excuse me, Indiana, and he was bad versus Indiana. He honestly lost in the game because of his mistakes. He was 21 for 34, 186 yards with a touchdown, two interceptions in the fourth quarter, which ended up sealing the game for the Hoosiers. You got to get to Dante Moore. You got to put more pressure on. I was really interested in the fact that Danton Lynn didn't dial up a lot of pressure versus Iowa. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if you noticed that. He didn't dial up a lot of blitzes. At one point in the game, they said he had blitz like no times during the game. I'm not sure if that was true. But maybe it's because you limit Mark Gronowski more. I don't know, though. I would like to see some more pressure because in times past, USC, especially last year, Danton Lynn dialed up the blitz a lot when USC
Yeah.
needed to get pressure, and it was pretty effective. And maybe it's just he's more confident in them as like in pass coverage, like Eric Gentry. I guess that makes sense, but he can do it all. And maybe you want more help for that secondary, who it has not been great. I mean, Gronowski did miss a lot of open throws. He's just not that great a quarterback. Dante Moore's a lot better than him. So maybe it's that. I don't know. I'd like to see them get pressure in Oregon and go. I want to see Autzen go quiet.
For what it's worth, too. I mean, in that Indiana game, he was sacked 6 times. Like he
Yeah.
was sacked a whole lot, and I think that's my biggest critique of Danton Lynn. He doesn't stack the box, like
Yeah.
barely.
And
And
maybe it has something to do with losing Ja Jarrett recently, but I still think that's wrong.
I don't think that's right because I mean, I like Ja, but he's not. He fell off after the Purdue game.
That is true. That is true.
So I think the personnel is lacking, but you still have Cameron Crawford. You still have, Anthony Lucas was a monster in the Iowa game.
Yes,
I said it on the air.
incredibly good.
I said if Mekhi Lemon's the MVP of the game today, number 2 MVP or honorable mention is definitely Anthony Lucas because he was doing
Yes.
numbers in that second
With
half.
the sixes.
Yeah, no, you can't stop 6 on either side of the ball.
Oh, I like that.
And yeah, I think like you got to be more aggressive. Like this is the season.
I mean, USC, I think they're one of the biggest problems I've had with them this year, and it's been in years past too, is they're not getting a lot of pressure. And I do feel like the D line, I mean, they dropped off. The first like 3 weeks was incredible. They got to the quarterback on every single possession, it felt like. But I do feel like it's very much fallen off like a pretty heavy amount.
You know what I want to talk about too, because speaking of pressure, there's a few other guys on the Oregon side that played at USC. So we
Dude.
talked about
Oh my
pressure.
God, yeah.
Bear Alexander, and then obviously Emmanuel Pregnon. Gary Bryant Jr. also played at USC, but a long time ago now. What's your you're going to see Emmanuel Pregnon on the same field as some of these guys for the first time in a while. Same with Bear
It's
Alexander.
annoying because he's been really good.
Yeah.
And he should be on this USC offensive line. Said he was staying, not going to the draft. 2 weeks later, he's gone. And that's annoying. It kind of shows how Oregon buys their talent. They're not good at developing it. I can't remember the last time. I can't remember any player recently. I'm trying to think who started their full career at Oregon, didn't transfer from anywhere. Because
I mean,
Josh Connerly,
like a quarterback or just any position.
no, just anyone. I mean, because
Irving,
no, he transferred.
He did?
Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
What
about Tez
Derek
Johnson?
Garvin was Michigan State. Tez Johnson, Troy.
You're right.
Bo Nix, Auburn. Like they buy their talent, and shout out to them. It wins them games, but at the same time, it's annoying. But anyways, I mean,
Troy Franklin.
No, he started Oregon.
He's having a solid season.
Trying to think of others, but anyways, my point is they buy a lot of their talent.
Yeah, they do. I mean, to be fair, USC to some extent does that, but like we develop players.
I think they develop them a lot more than Oregon does.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's so many guys I can name. One guy I was thinking about, if we're talking about ex-Trojan, Sam Green, the linebacker, is having a killer season this year at Kentucky. I mean, we could use him right now in the middle, but yeah, that's also unfortunate. But because I saw like On3, I think had their like top 5 impact transfers.
Yeah,
and like there were 4 USC players on it. It was like Deuce Robinson, Zachariah Branch, Pregnon, and Sam Green.
I'll throw another one in there. He was only there for a year, but he's having a phenomenal season. Romello Height at Texas Tech. And he's been at Auburn, Georgia Tech, USC, and Texas Tech now. So I don't count that. That's just But anyways, suffice to say, I think it's gonna be annoying lining up them. I want to see someone. I want to see Cameron Crawford. I want to see Anthony Lucas. Whoever ends up lining. What side does Pregnon start on?
Is
he left guard?
He's a left guard, I believe.
Oh, so that's not really an. I was thinking an edge rusher, but I guess it would be a more.
Yeah, he's a left guard.
Be a D tackle who gets there, and our D tackles not been fantastic. Maybe Devin Tompkins gets by him and gets to Dante Moore. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean their O-line's solid.
They're good. Their O-line is good.
Yeah, Alex Harkey was banged up recently, but Isaiah World is the starting left tackle, really good. They have some guys from a variety of different places, and they've just been gelling so well. So that's hard to do, and I think the same could be said for USC's offensive line. I mean, Elijah Page was practicing, or we don't know if he was practicing because practice is close to the media, but he was coming out of practice in a knee brace, so you might not have Elijah Page, which they can do fine without him, but it's like if a guy goes down, then you're really thin.
I do think it's possible a lot of guys realize, like the guys who are the questionable stage, it is possible they try and push through it because this is such a do or die game.